tank today. Hook up or we'll be gone. Pouring a jet into the dawn. At station time to fight them all. The 82nd way. Hey, hey! Put on your boots and parachute.
So, what's inside this box is the TB Outdoor CAC Desert Knife, French Army Tactical Multi-Purpose Knife. And here's one thing about DHL. They don't like P.O. boxes. So it was a big pain in the you-know-what. So I ended up going over to the DHL hub and picking it up directly there. So with that in mind, my service announcement for you to make your life better and easier is to just have it delivered to your address. I tend to have things shipped to a P.O. box because maybe I'm not always here. Of course, Mrs. Rexu is working from home, but still at the same time, I might not always want her to know that I'm getting a new knife. So let's open this up. I was impressed that it came in this box. So, all right, that's enough of that piece of paper. So here it is. A relatively deep carry pocket clip. Seatbelt cover. Nicely textured. We've seen this be used by SOG and Benchmade, etc., etc. This does, if you can see it right there, it does have a window breaker, which is probably why, if you look at this being textured, you put your thumb on there, pop that window. And also at the same time, this blade in here is replaceable. It's quite handy. So now we're gonna flip her open. Notice the really nice harpoon accent, the 50-50, straight edge to serrated. Now this is was intended for one hand opening for my hands. Okay, one, and there you go. Once again, oh well, there you go. I do find that the handle, because of this, it's hard to get a really good grip when you're just trying to open and close it like this. You know, if anything, it just means that you need to practice more. So, and look at that right there. Seems that you might be able to tighten up the opening and closing a little bit with this. Could be wrong, could be right. And it has plenty of jimping. So it has a thumb ramp here and jimping on the end of the blade and on the blade itself. So it's really good for fine work. So let's take a look at a couple of other knives. Now, out the door delivered, this was like $104.07, coming from all the way from Italy, which is not bad, especially since this is intended for use by the French military. And if you didn't know it, I was not in the French military, but I have been someone who was in the military for a number of years. And this is fairly affordable, I would dare say. So let's take a look at another knife that does not cost the same. This is the SOG 35-year anniversary knife. And this is the Vision XR LTE. Let's open this up. Okay, so here's this. And we'll use this for a size comparison. And of course, our good old tried and true Benchmade barrage. Because I wanted to give you an understanding of size comparison, of course. This is wider, this is longer. This costs much less than these two. And you could tell because of the handle material and what have you. But I tell you what, this will get the job done. This really, really will. And then, like I said, as far as anything else goes, practice, practice, practice. If you're going to carry a knife in your pocket, it behooves you to practice as much as possible with it, so you can, there we go. So you can deploy it when the time is right. And the same thing goes for this. Just watch your digits. And as you can see, the thumb stud right there. So with that in mind, we're going to go over the background of the blade, those who designed it, the input, etc. And then we'll be right back. Disclaimer, I do not speak French, so buckle your seats and let's get to the details. La CAC, officially chosen by the French Army. This knife is a true concentrate of all the advanced technologies that one would expect from an operational knife. The blade is in nitrox with a PA6 handle. The version of the CAC currently supplied to the French Army with the official logo on the blade and coyote handle is not available for sale to the civilian. The CAC is the third knife produced by Thérèse Bongin. Designed for the French Army, its uncompromising design, lightness, and strength make the CAC an exceptional knife. Much more technical and ambitious than its predecessors, the CAC is TB's response to the request expressed by the French Army, namely to design a sturdy and ambidextrous knife with one-handed opening and closing. To create this exceptional knife, Thérèse Bongin collaborated with Philippe Perotti, a former member of the French Special Forces and author of dozens of books on shooting. Its proven track record in hand-to-hand combat has maximized the efficiency of knife use to make the CAC the ideal companion for French troops in all operational theaters. The locking mechanism of the CAC is extremely robust and guarantees perfect locking of the blade in the open position. The CAC was officially selected in 2017 by the French Army, compared to the competitor's offer, for its performance and value for money. Its distribution in the various corps began at the beginning of 2018 and will largely equip our French Army at least until 2022. Perfectly resistant to corrosion, the blade is made of nitrox. The CAC also has a glass breaker, a belt cutter, and a reversible belt clip. The handle is composed of two polymer plates, loaded with glass fibers. These plates are screwed to the mechanism by means of stainless steel screws, one of which cleverly houses a strap cutter blade. This interchangeable curved blade is designed to cut through straps, ropes, and seatbelts for easy extraction in the event of an accident. The specifications: blade steel, nitrox 58 to 59 HRC, handle PA6 FV, blade length 85 millimeters, blade thickness 3 millimeters, total length 238 millimeters, weighing in at 195 grams, sheath none. Notes: Philippe Perotti design. And there you go. Now let's get back to the table. So we are back. I hope that was very informative for you. It was for me. Sorry, that was done in millimeters, the whole metric system. But this is not a bad knife for the money. It is a good sizable knife. It has more than one function. And once I get a little bit more used to it, I'll be carrying this in my pocket because, honestly, if you haven't noticed yet, I buy knives that I think look great. And materials, price point, yada, 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 I go from very, very expensive knives to something that's not necessarily that expensive, but for the price of below $105, it's 104 and change. This is a pretty damn good knife for what it does. And I think it'll do. I think it will do. So please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate you spending time with me here today, sharing our hobby and the love of cutlery. And as always, have a knife day.
Sent him to Afghanistan and then into Iraq. The bullet that came speeding out went deep into his rack. He hit the ground, but his grenade found enemy on track. He ain't gonna jump no more.